Hello everyone, it's Jennifer and thank you for joining me today. When I recorded the unboxing for the Down the Rabbit Hole Magical Mystery Bead Box from Jesse James Beads for October, I failed to open up the surprise bag. I had set it off to the side, and after I was done recording, I was kind of bundling everything up, and I looked over and there was the bag. And I have had a few people comment, what was in the bag? And so I'm finally getting to recording what's in the bag. And so now, and I haven't seen what's in the bag. So now we're going to go ahead and see what is in our bag from the Magical Mystery Bead Box. And let's see what we have. Oh my goodness. We have got Dress It Up buttons. Alice in Wonderland. I love it. Oh my goodness, I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, and I have Moonlight and Mystery. I love Moonlight and Mystery bead mix. I am so excited. I took those flowers and made a pair of earrings using those flowers, and they're center drilled. So I will put a link to me making those earrings in the description, and I cannot wait to make something with this little button ensemble. Oh, I love it. Thank you, JJB, for including something very special in our Magical Mystery Bead Box. Now, I'm not sure if others got the same exact one or if everybody's is different, but there you go. Thank you, everybody, for that asked, and thank you for your patience on me getting this recorded again. So with that said, I am going to go ahead and share with you a couple of projects, and these I just kind of came up with, and I was not wanting to separate out the bead strand. So we have this bead strand, and this one is the White Queen, and we're going to make a pair of earrings using some of the components of the strand. But even after we make the pair of earrings, we still have a few of these gorgeous silver balls, and they're just like cage beads, and there are little crystals inside. We are going to have 4 of these beautiful gold rondelles still left over. We are going to have some, these are actually really heavy. I didn't realize these were so heavy. Some crystals, and then these large hole beads, which I am saving. I have a little tray off to the side behind me, and I am saving these. And why? Because I can fit a lot of silver silk in there. We have a couple of gold beads, and again, these have a large hole as well. So those are going to go off to the side in that one mix that I have. We have a couple of small crystal beads in here. And then we have some spacers. I love these spacers, and these spacers are pretty thick. And so we are going to just keep those off to the side as we make a pair of earrings. Now this is just a quick and easy pair of earrings using the metal component, the crystal rondelle, and one of these gorgeous faceted rondelles, just to make a real nice, elegant holiday type pair of earrings. So all I'm going to use is I'm going to use a head pin. These are head pins that I got from Jesse James Beads, and they are bead-along, and they are tough. They are really, really good. So we're going to go ahead and just thread that on. We're going to thread on the crystal rondelle, and then we're going to thread on this wavy, hammered-like metal bead. And isn't that just pretty? It's just elegant, gorgeous, and simple. So what are we going to need? We're going to need some round nose pliers. We're going to need some chain nose pliers, some flush cutters so that we can get a nice good cut, and we're going to use some bent chain nose pliers to help with the wire wrapping. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and add my chain nose pliers to my wire so I can give it a nice 90-degree bend. I'm going to come off of the tippy tip because these are pretty sturdy. And then I'm going to come in at my loyal spot, which is about halfway between a little mark that I have here and the tip of my chain nose, of my round nose pliers. I'm going to go ahead and form that over. I'm going to go ahead and release and go ahead and secure that again, push that to the back, and then get that centered up just like so. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get this locked in place. And all I'm doing is just kind of giving it a little bit of bend just to start it. And you see how it's going to start nice and neat. And then we're going to go ahead and carefully bring this around because it will, you use almost this entire head pin. Okay, and then we're going to come around a third time. And push to the back, just like so. And you have a nice wire wrap loop. Okay, cover that up. And just like I said, I mean, you don't get much waste at all from that. Now we're not done because we have this little piece that's sticking out and we want to go ahead and get that tucked in. So we're just going to go ahead and tuck it in to finish it off. Okay. And I'm okay that it spins around. This one spins around quite a bit. Where's the other ear wire? I had another ear wire. What happened to it? It went somewhere. Oh, it went over here. All right, so now let's go ahead and open this up. You can use your fingers if you like, or you can use a second pair of pliers and go ahead and finish that off. And we have a nice, gorgeous, quick little pair of earrings. I love them. Now let's go ahead and push these off to the side. And we have those gorgeous little pair of earrings. Now what we're going to do is we are going to bring in part of the bead mix from the Down the Rabbit Hole bead mix. And this is included in the Magical Mystery Bead Box. Be sure to check the Jessie James Beads website. If you did not get this Magical Mystery Bead Box, what they will do is if they have extras, they will put them on the website for sale. And so go ahead and see if you can grab yourself one. And what I did was I made a knotted head pin, and then I just did a simple loop. And then I love these roses. Aren't they so pretty? And then I didn't know how I was going to use them because they do have, it's not a large hole. So this is 22 gauge. And I typically will not do a simple loop on 22 gauge. I mean, I rarely do a simple loop, period. But I went ahead and did it for this just because. And then in the mix, there are these little seed beads. And so I'm using those as well. So let's bring in, I know I have a piece of 22 gauge. I do. All right. And see, I kind of messed up on it when I was doing some wire wrapping. So now I have a nice good flush cut, and I'm going to go ahead and make a knotted head pin. And so we're going to go ahead and just get that end on the tippy tip of our round nose pliers until we see that the end come around to you to where it's facing you, and then just go ahead and push that to the top or straight up. Then we'll go ahead and insert this. Okay. Then we'll grab our chain nose pliers, and I'm going to go pretty close to the bottom here. There we go. And then, oh, we need nylon jaw pliers. How could I forget that? All right. And so then we're going to go ahead and come here, and we're going to give it a tug. Okay. And then I like to push it down. It's probably not correct, but I feel like I get a nice flat end on that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is thread on this big chunky rondelle. I want it to be straight. And then what I'm going to do is I am just going to do a very small simple loop. So I'm going to come in about so, And then I'm just going to do a very small simple loop. Well, I mean, not very small, but it's going to be small. Okay, and get that all nice and tidy in there. Okay. All right, so, oh, it's not very cute. Let's see here. Again, remember, I'm not a very good simple looper, but that will work, I think. Well, we'll see. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 simple loops, but I want to make sure, first off, that I have a good flush cut. So let's go ahead and give it a good flush cut. And then I want to make sure it's nice and straight. Now these are for me, so I know that it's okay for me just to have 22 gauge, just like so. And it's not a heavy earring. Oops, it's not a heavy earring. I guess I didn't have that. Put together very well. So let's go ahead and get that. Yes, now it is. I can feel there. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and do a simple loop. And I feel like I did them both using the stepper. And I'm going to use the very smallest end, or the smallest barrel. And I'm going to go ahead and just get that going, just like so, right? Then I'm going to go ahead and bend it. Okay, and then before I add my beads, I want to make sure that it's nice and straight. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Okay, so I'm going to open that up and thread on my little bead here. Now granted, I'm not wire wrapping per se, but I'm still just going ahead and adding it. And then we'll go ahead and pass that through. We're going to go ahead and add this beautiful clear seed bead that was included. It's a nice little spacer. Okay. Then what I want to do is I want to be at about the same length. So I'm going to go here. It's not going to be exact, but I'm going to bend about right there. Okay, and that's where I want to bend. Okay, so let's just take a peek and make sure that it's about at that. Yep, it's about there. All right, and so now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and give it a trim and use my stepper. And I'm on the smallest. And I have a feeling that I cut it just a little too big, and I did a little too much. And I can already tell. So I'm going to go ahead and give it another trim. About yay. So, and I'm going to just actually get on camera there. And there we go. Just had to trim it up a little bit. Not too much. And I want it to be nice and straight. So there we go. There. How's that? Okay, so then let's go ahead and get this threaded on. Oh, you know what I did do was I added jump rings. I want to make sure that I'm on the opposite. I'm looking at there. I added jump rings because I thought, oh, jump rings would add some length to it and it'd be really cute. No, I didn't really care for it. And like I said, this is for me. So I didn't really care for adding the jump rings for the length. And I just want to make sure that I get that ball right up against there. And there we go. Here's the second pair of earrings. And I love having the roses, and I love having them a little bit to where they're kind of floating a little bit. Oh, and I can tell that this one is a little bit longer. And I might go back and change it. I'll maybe change it for the pictures because I can tell that it's a little bit longer. I'll probably change it for the pictures. And so what I'm going to do, let's just go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and open this up. We're going to take the longer one, right? And go ahead and open this up just a little bit. And I'm going to just trim it off a little bit. Just a little, okay? I go ahead and make sure that this is nice and bent, just like so. And I'm going to come back in, put that back in my stepper in that smallest one. And it's easier for me to roll towards me. And it's easier if I kind of close it back up a little bit. And then go. And then bring it in and close it. It's not closed. I can tell it's not closed. Okay, let's go ahead and close it. And then see how it's all like that? I'm going to have to come back in and just break the neck a little. Okay, and then again, just kind of come in and readjust. All right, and I don't have a very good circle there, probably because oh, there it goes. There we go. Yay, it all came together. Let's straighten it. Okay, much happier with this. Let me just make sure I want my loop to be facing the same direction. I know that's really weird, but okay. Or mirroring. Okay, so there we go. There. Now it's hopefully about the same height, and it is. Now it's a little bit better. So if I was to put it on, let's see if we put it on here. And again, if it's at least close, it wasn't very close the last, before I made the change, but this one, oh, that's a lot better. I like that. So then you can see the roses. I don't have a bunch of beads covering them up, and I don't know, I just like it. Just really pretty. And again, we have a little bit of waste, not a whole lot, because then I'll be able to use this piece. I can use this piece in something else. Now, when I was putting these together, getting these all together, I thought, oh, I know what I was doing. I was looking to see what would go through these rosebuds or the roses. And I have a black soft flex left over from the jewelry making party. Yeah. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun to put together a bracelet? And so I was thinking that I want to use the charms. And Jessie James Beads did a great job and included jump rings with these. So I am just going to close them off, make sure they're nice and closed. And I think I'm going to use there, make sure that they're all closed off. Wasn't this an incredible bead box? I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. And it is a subscription, and you can sign up for monthly. You can sign up to annually, and annually is your best bang for your buck. And then you just don't have to worry about it. It's taken care of all year long. Okay, so we're going to have these. And I don't know if there's any specific order. All right, then I do want these on the end. And I think I want these like in between. Do we have enough? Ah, we do. We actually have 5. Then So what we're going to do is we're going to actually expose the wire. And yes, I could use red, but I have this black already. And so what we're going to do is we are going to, and then we're going to use the wire as the clasp closure too. So I think I have a clasp here. I do. And this is going to be for me. So I am going to attach the clasp directly onto the beading wire, which I typically do not do. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of stagger this a little bit because I'm going to make loops on both sides. And we are going to go ahead and add these. And then I need something to go in between. Don't want to use those. Let me see. I have a couple gold. Maybe I'll add these from the strand. So then that could be the one. So exposing, right? Let's bring this all down. Then we'll do the two. We'll put both strands if they'll fit through here. I'm hoping they do. Ah, they do. Then what we'll do is we are going to then now add our charm, our large bead here. That is absolutely gorgeous. See where I'm going? Kind of cute, huh? I don't know how long this is going to be. Let me grab my handy dandy. I should finish off one end and go. Oh yeah, we'll have plenty of room. So what I'm going to do, let's bring out, I have some crimp tubes, 2x2 crimp tubes from Softlex, of course. Let's grab Magical Crimper. And then let's see if I have any more black to add. I like to add a third wire, but sometimes that just doesn't happen. And I'm not seeing a third wire, so maybe we won't. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and crimp off one side. And so what does that mean? I am going to add a crimp tube to both. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to come back. Well, let's add our lobster clasp. And I did make sure that it does work. So always make sure that your components work. Okay. And now, oh, we are going to have a third. Duh. My mom used to say that like that. All right, so now let's go ahead and bring that up. Let's bring that up, bring that up, and bring it up. And you want to give it some room. Okay, then let's go ahead and come in with our Magical Crimper and get that crimp tube right in the middle and give it a little bit of a squeeze. And then you'll pinch down the 4 corners. Then let's go ahead and turn it on its side. And again, be in the middle, crimp down, and now we're just going to kind of go around. And what I do is I go around until I don't feel any more tension. And when I don't feel any more tension, then I know that that crimp tube has done its job. Okay, and there we go. We have it. I feel like there's, oh, it was this rubbing up against me. All right, so now what I want to do is go ahead and get this trimmed off. And the other little piece can just stay because it's just a tiny little piece. All right, so there we go. We have the one side. So now let's go ahead and just scooch all this down. Okay, then we're going to continue adding our charm. And our bead, our charm, in our bead. I love exposing the wire. And if you watched the jewelry making party, which you can still go watch, that was my project. My project was I exposed my wire for a necklace. Oh, so pretty. Okay, now the good thing is that since this is pretty much kind of floating, it's okay. Like right now you see how it's way off. That's okay. However, though, what I do want to do is I want to go ahead and add my crimp tube. And then I want to pass through, I'm going to pass through the longer side. I still can't believe I was going to search for a third wire. Now this side, I do want the, I do need the loop to be a little bit bigger because I am going to be attaching the clasp to it. So let me see how big this is first. So I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the perfect length. So I am going to have some waste, but that's okay because this was a spare piece anyways. So now that I have that, and all I did was keep on going around my little measuring until I could get this to the length that I wanted. And after we crimp down, and then we'll be able to scooch and maneuver the other pieces around. So now let's go ahead and give it, make sure that your crimp tube is in the center, and then go ahead and give it a squeeze, and you've got the 4 corners pinched down. Turn it on its side and squeeze, and now just kind of go around. Just kind of have to find the sweet spot to start crimping down, and just make sure you're in the middle. You don't want it off. And just keep on going. And I have totally, completely massacred crimp tubes before. It happens. Okay, give that a squeeze, a tug, and there we go. So let's go ahead and give that a trim. I'm going to save that for adding the third pieces. Not to this one though, because I don't have to, because I already had a third piece. Go ahead and come in and give that a trim. Perfect. All right, let's get this. Look all the beads I still have left. If you want to make a dangle, you can make a dangle for this too. I am not going to. There we go. Then just go ahead and add your clasp, and you just directly onto there. Now you can start scooching stuff around. So start scooching, get things, if you want stuff centered, if you want it centered, then this will be your center, this one bead. Okay, and then just go ahead and start scooching around. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's just a floating little bracelet. But isn't that cute? Oh my goodness, I love it. So there we have it. We have a cute little bracelet that I was not planning on doing at all. And then we have a couple pairs of earrings. I cannot wait to wear these. They are so, so pretty. And then look at these elegant ones. Gorgeous. So please give this video a huge thumbs up if you like it. You finally got to see what was in the bag. And be sure to comment. I love to see what everybody has to say. Subscribe. Jump over to Jessie James Beads. Get your own subscription to this Magical Mystery Bead Box. Jump on over to Softflex Company and go grab yourself some Softflex beading wire and some of their crimp tubes. And until next time, have a good one.